And now, the best 60-ish seconds of your week.
And in the past week, we celebrated Hanukkah and Christmas, two of the great holidays and the festival of lights for all people as we move away from the shortest day of the year and back towards the light. And as we come to the end of the year, we look back, we think of the things that have made 2019 what it was. Here are a couple of takeaways that I want to share. One, socialism loses. Not only in Great Britain, where Boris Johnson's tumultuous victory there, in my judgment, presages what's going to go on here in 2020, as people simply reject the idea that spending other people's money is the best way to improve their lot in life. And we saw socialism, totalitarianism, communism at loss again in the Far East, where the Hong Kong freedom fighters were waving American flags, singing our national anthem, and celebrating what it means to truly be free. And the converse of that, of course, is capitalism wins. Here at home, our economy is moving at record pace. The markets hit 28,500 this past week. Think about that. Up 10,000 points since the election of Donald Trump. Again, it took the market over 100 years to get to the 10,000 mark. Now, in 3 short years, it's gone up an additional 10,000 points. And we have more Americans employed than at any time in our history, record low unemployment, consumer confidence at all-time highs and rising. And on the corporate side, corporate earnings way up and corporate taxes up as well. All the folderol you heard on the left about the Trump tax cuts were going to ruin revenue because of the corporate tax cuts, and revenue went up. John F. Kennedy, Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, they were all right. Art Laffer's curve really is good, sound, fundamental economics. And as we look ahead to 2020, there's room for a lot more growth. We were talking about worldwide recession just a year ago. Now we're talking about a melt up. So instead of gloom and doom on the horizon, there are some sunny skies. And that is because of tax cuts and regulatory reform, because regulation really is another form of taxation. And we move now to 2020, which is going to be a tumultuous year in national politics, the presidential election in particular, and the focus will be on the Democrats for the first part of the year because they've got to pick a nominee. And what's that looking like right now? You've got this hodgepodge of candidates, none of whom have been able to get near Joe Biden, who looked like he had a lot of difficulties, and yet he's been able to maintain his lead, in my judgment, largely because folks just aren't satisfied with any of the rest of the field. Now, whether or not Michael Bloomberg, who is spending more in a week than other candidates are in a quarter, quite literally, can move far enough ahead to begin to make real impact in that race is a fundamental question for 2020 early. Because he said he's going to forego the early caucuses and primaries. That strategy hasn't worked for other candidates in the past. We'll see if it works for Bloomberg. But clearly there's dissatisfaction with the current field and folks are looking elsewhere. Will it be Bloomberg or will it be somebody else? Because there are a couple of women waiting in the wings. Most notably, Hillary Clinton, who is salivating over the possibility of getting back into that race. Donald Trump should be so lucky. And the other woman, Michelle Obama. Remember, you heard that here early in the year. But for now, wishing you and yours a healthy, happy, prosperous, exciting new year. May 2020 truly be great for all, because that is the best 60-ish seconds of your week.